Dear viewers, today I am going to discuss on hyperthermia, which ultimately results to heat stroke in dog. It is a seasonal. That means in summer it occurs. Problem mostly in summer. If you consider the animal kingdom, you will find that some animals are remaining in temperate zone. That means a dog is remaining in a temperate zone, or a dog is remaining in the tropical zone. That means our own zone. In temperate zone, always the environment is more or less cool. Therefore, they do not suffer much from heat stroke or hyperthermia. But in our place, hot is too much. Hot and humid weather is expected in summer, not limited in summer. And therefore, the owners always come with the problem that my dog is at mid temperature. Temperature is increased. That means there is hyperthermia. But the thing is this, when there is hyperthermia, we have to find whether the hyperthermia is pyrexial, that means infective cause, the hyperthermia is environmental. My point of discussion is on non-pyrexial hyperthermia. That means environmental hyperthermia. So that is my point of discussion about hot and humid condition, how the dogs are remaining, how the dogs try to thrive in this hot and humid environment. Really, it is very, very problematic for the dog to survive. From the standpoint of thermoregulation, because our body has a capacity to withstand temperature to an extent and at the same time cold to a certain extent. We call set point. Set point means hypostasis. Then homeostasis is going to maintain. That means in summer also we can remain alive, in cold also we remain alive. But in case of dog, if the set point is affected, then the problem arises. Body temperature is kept normal or near to normal as a process of homeostasis. So, the dog cannot maintain the homeostasis in hot, humid summer. Therefore, it suffers from hyperthermia, resulting to heat stroke. Now, let us understand how the heat is generated in the body and how the heat is dissipated from the body. The heat is generated in our body or in the body of the dog due to consumption of energy food, diet, and various metabolic activities which is going on in the system. And thus, heat is generated. But when the heat is generated and it exceeds the set point, then we'll have to cool it down. How? Automatically it can cool it down by the dog itself. How? The process of evaporation, conduction, convection, and radiation. These are the processes. One is evaporation, that means panting. You will find the dog is always panting, and through panting, heat is evaporated of water from the surface of the tub. So that is evaporation. Then conduction, right? Conduction means transfer of heat by keeping the abdomen in contact with some cool. So we find that in summer, dog is remaining in the cold area. Who wants to go to the toilet, wants to remain in a cool place. So that heat actually dissipates from the body of the dog to the surface. Right? Cold floor, etc. They want to remain on there. So transfer of heat, the surface takes place. Convection means it occurs by movement of air over the body to disperse the heat. And radiation means when heat from body dispersed into environment. So in this way, heat is generated and heat is dissipated and the animal can remain normal. But sometimes it exceeds this set point, therefore the problem arises. Up to 103 degree temperature in summer, it is reversible. It is reversible if the temperature exceeds 103. Normally it is 101, 102, or 100 to 101 like this. But dog can tolerate up to 103. But if it goes beyond 103, that means set point is violated. In that case, it becomes non-reversible. Otherwise, it is reversible. So temperature, if it goes shooting temperature means 106 degree Fahrenheit. We have seen many cases. 106 degree Fahrenheit means in that cases, and if this 106 degree temperature remains for 10 to 15 minutes or 30 minutes, then problem arises. It will be difficult to make the dog survive. Now, why hyperthermia means heat, hot, not the pyrexia, not the fever. So this why it occurs? It occurs in the hot environment. In summer, there is hot, and therefore the animal gets the problem. And if it exceeds, even heat stroke takes place. And sometimes carelessness of the owner. For example, the dog is brought by a car, and you have kept the animal in the car and go for either some purchase or marketing or something like that. You have forgotten about the dog. So if it remains in a closed room or closed car, in that case the problem arises. That is the lack of knowledge of the owner or the ignorance of the owner. Because my dog is there, so it has to be not confined to a car. If it is confined, means it is not getting air. It can dissipate the air. The temperature becomes high, and it will die. Therefore, that point is very, very important. Again, I tell you, when many people ask me, sir, I want to take my dog to Puri. I want to take my dog to Puri, something like that. So I suggest them, you can take your dog to take plenty of water, right? And at the same time, your travel should be intermittent. You have to, in some shady area, you have to stop, bring the animal outside, do sometimes outside, then again you start. So interrupted traveling is important. If you go continuous that way, so dog may suffer. That is very, very important. Again, you should not allow the animal any shade. Suppose the stray dogs, street dogs, or even our domesticated dog, pet dog. Sometimes we forget about that. Keep the animal in the roof and you forget. So in the roof there is hot. So in that case, you do not buy the shade, the outdoor, that may cause. And dog with thick fur and short nose, we call brachycephalic dog. These brachycephalic dogs mostly suffer because they cannot pant in them. So those dogs, we call brachycephalic syndrome. That is also important. Sometimes obesity. If the animal is very fatty, so it will suffer. Sometimes there is tracheal collapse. That will also suffer. More or less they suffer because they are not getting the ideal temperature. They are getting excess temperature from environment. So science, if you consider the science of such animals, there is excessive panting, difficult to breathe, drooling of sticky saliva, reddened gums, lethargy and drowsy. Sometimes there is vomition, even sometimes there will be diarrhea also. Altered mental status, it is not responding to the call of the mental status, apathy, and seizures sometimes, seizure epileptic, seizures, and finally loss of consciousness, finally collapse. So this is very important. So one has to take care that the animal is not getting enough heat from the environment. That has to be controlled. Otherwise, that will suffer. what will be, you will find that hyperthermia is not a problem of the skin or the heat regulation, etc., etc. But it can affect your vital internal organs. For example, kidney failure, right? Renal inefficiency, neurological signs, abnormal clotting, elevated heart rate, neurological signs I've already told, and breed means basically breeds young and old. Oh, young cannot dissipate and old also can dissipate. Because then weight or waist, hypothyroidism, because hypothyroid is such an organ which has got multiple functions in our body. It also has some role to play to regulate the heat of our body or dog body, the environmental condition. So, one thing I tell you that adjustment, right? Adjustment or ecosystem or homeostasis is very, very important. If this homeostasis is upset, so dog will suffer. One more thing is that if you compare a human and the dog, human can sweat. They can sweat or perspire. If it can perspire, so a lot of heat is dissipated. With the people, we can live in the hot also, we can live in the cold to a great extent. Right? Because we have the power of adjustment. In hot we can sweat, we can perspire. But one thing is that in case of dog, they cannot perspire. They do not have sweat glands. They do not have any sweat glands. Only some sweat is evaporating from the pores and the mouth. And they go on panting. Visibility. Right? But we perspire, the heat is evaporated. Right? That is very important. What should we understand that it is a non-sweat. It cannot sweat. When it cannot sweat, so there is absorption of heat. Right? Heat generation is more, and therefore that may suffer. So what the treatment is concerned, treatment is very simple, cooling. Right? First you remove the dog from the hot environment, with shady place or cool place. Right? Then I tell you sometimes many people say the temperature has elevated, that may be fever, so you give aspirin. Right? Aspirin type of drugs. But I will tell you that aspirin type of drug may lower the temperature, but it can invite other problems. So we will not go for that. Allow the dog to drink as much cool water as it wants. Let it drink. So cool your dog with cold water by pressing a soft towel under the dog. One thing I tell you, cool water, not cold water. Cool water has to be given. Sometimes we can give some alcohol in the food pad, so we for the operation of some heat. And sometimes we'll have to do IV fluid therapy, control dehydration. One has to give support of GI tract, CNS, central nervous system, and cardiac support, because this may be affected due to excess or. So finally, if you want to control or prevent such problem or hyperthermia, so first point would be, do not leave your pet in a closed car for considerable period of time. This is very, very important. Because most of the pet dogs are brought to the clinics through car. Right? Therefore, you not leave the dog in the car and well. So if you want to keep it, so keep it for a minimum time, not a considerable time. Otherwise that will suffer. Make available of cool and fresh water. Change the walking time. Walking time, if you go in the at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, that will not do. one has to be very early morning when the hot is not much. So change your walking time, or in the evening after 8 you have a walk. So walking time has to be changed. When you arrange a seat for you to provide a seat, and there should be arrangement of seat. Then some emergency medicine has to be kept and add cooling stuff in the diet. So finally, what I want to mean that our dog mostly suffer from hyperthermia and which may lead to heat stroke. Therefore, we'll have to keep in mind that our animal is not cannot perspire, therefore it has to be made cool as far as possible. Right? In hot summer, hot humid summer is a very critical condition for the dog to survive. Therefore, you have to cool them, right? And obey the rules as I have told you. So that means homeostasis has to be maintained. And if we can maintain the homeostasis of the dog, there will be no problem. I think this will help you in keeping the dog or pet dogs in future. Thank you.
যদি আপনাদের আমাদের এই চ্যানেলটি ভালো লাগে তাহলে সাবস্ক্রাইব করুন এবং শেয়ার করুন।